Starting stream. Stream is started. Propagation. Restream. Checks out.
Also, we might want to check out the Fire Emblem section because it might have gotten a lot more popular because of heroes coming out.
I am not checking out your trash waifus.
I'm trying to give you suggestions for easy material, but okay.
What's this? First impressions number 7?
I believe so. Yeah. Because we've done 7 first impressions and we've done 2 boogaloos.
6 first impressions.
6. Right. 6, and this is 7. Yes. I can count.
Can you? Right. Anyway. Hello everyone. Welcome to Fanfiction Friday, First Impressions, with your host, SneakyDevil. Joined by Atin today. Max will not be joining us.
You want me to do an intro? Okay, I understand.
Yes. Shut the fuck up. This is Fanfiction Friday, where we review fanfictions that we find on fanfiction.net. And basically the genre of this whole thing is comedy. And you might learn something or two. Maybe. Depends.
We do not claim to be talented or even good writers,
But the name of the game is the plot doesn't matter and the canon is ignored. So... strap yourselves in. This is about to get serious.
There are no brakes on the idiocy train.
There are no brakes on this train. As much as I would wish.
Also, if anyone's wondering where Max is, he is currently unavailable. It's all the cocaine and hookers from our fabulous YouTube lifestyle.
Indeed.
Fabulous YouTube lifestyle.
Indeed. Right. So, yep. Just making sure the audio is in fact coming in. A-okay. Probably should have done that before, but
we don't claim to be high quality here.
Quality is for suckers.
Like the people who write these fictions.
Exactly. Right. Anyway. So we are we're going to be starting off with Hyuga's Downfall. It's a story I stumbled upon a little bit earlier. Now I don't have too many. I've read 17 chapters of it, of the 64 chapters currently out. I don't have any, grammatical or spelling problems with, and I wouldn't say problems. Issues, problems. It's a word. I'm thinking of it. I'm probably gonna shout it out later.
Picks.
What? No. Get the fuck out of here. But grievances. That's what I was looking for. But the setting drew me in. The summary was okay. The summary is this: what would happen if the Hyuga clan had fallen instead of the Uchiha clan? Hinata finds solace in the arms of a certain blonde ninja, Naruto discovering he also has a bloodline with the help of the Kyuubi. Now, obviously, this is another Naruto bloodline story, as it is so cliched and prevalent. But, it was a new take on it. It wasn't a dojutsu, so I was like, okay.
I was going to say, if nothing else, it's like, oh, well, I haven't heard that idea before. Someone may have done it, but I haven't heard it.
This is different. Now, but I did have a couple of grievances with this story, just by chapter 17. So, general gist of it is, OC character, It's a branch member of the Hyuga clan. Can't have the cursed seal applied to their forehead or whatever to make them a subservient member, and gets reluctantly promoted into the main branch or something. And when they were about to seal Neji, he decides that now is the time to strike and kills Hinata's dad. And then the elders are like, haha, we knew this was gonna happen, and they activate the death seal and kill all the branch members. And then he gets like super enraged, and his eyes turn in kaleidoscope rainbows, and he starts killing everyone. And Hinata and Hanabi, Hinata's little sister, are the only two to make it out of the clan compound alive. And
Probably because they didn't murder them because they were small children or some
no,
crap
he
like
was
that.
trying to murder them. They just
Oh,
the people held him off long enough
ah,
to get her out. Um, and then Naruto finds them, tells the Hokage. Do they get there? Everyone's dead. And OC is missing. I'm like, okay. I don't really agree with the whole, oh, we tried to apply the seal to him, but it just kept being absorbed because he was too strong.
like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you couldn't just have like him decide at the ceremony that's the time to murder everyone.
Yeah, no, apparently, like he could have done it so much better. Like I would have gone with maybe, you know, he really was strong and was an exemplar member of the Hyuga clan. So they're like, well, you'll get main branch status because you're so just great.
Awesome.
And no, he decided to go with you got main branch status not because you're so awesome and great, which he was, but because your body just absorbs the cursed seal. Yeah. I mean, fucking honestly, at that point, if the guy kept absorbing the curse seal a day after it was placed, which is what the author said, I would have just been like, fuck it, place the curse seal on him and fuck it, kill him.
Yeah,
If
what you
he,
say? Yeah, if
yeah,
it'll.
if he's that big of a problem and you're that worried about him getting too much power, just use the death seal on
Just
him.
murder him.
Yeah, like I mean,
Does it stick for 30 seconds? If yes, kill.
holy shit, man, your audio is just garbage can.
What? What's wrong with it?
It literally sounds like it's just going through a garbage can.
Well, you couldn't tell me that before,
Well,
so I could try to fix it.
I had you really low because your audio was garbage can, and I was like, man, he's really quiet compared to everything else. I should turn up my audio. Oh wait, he's at 20%. Let me turn him back up to 60, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is why he was at 20.
Well, I mean, no one else is complained. So, is it like a connect? Does it sound like a connection problem?
No, it sounds like your mic is way too close to your face, and or you have the mic's audio boosted by
Is this better?
decibels. Yeah.
Okay, like I moved it back from my face a little bit, but I don't have it boosted.
No, yeah, it definitely sounds like it is way too close to your face. And it's getting that crackle that you would get on a mic that isn't pop protected and whatnot.
Well,
I know
my
your
mic
mic
isn't.
isn't pop protected. I'm just saying, it's getting that kind of crackle.
Yeah. Is this any better?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Well, hopefully this works.
Yeah. I just brought it up because you were really quiet, and then I turned you up, and then every single time you reached a certain pitch in your voice, it would just like crackle the mic, and it was really hard to understand what you were saying.
Okay. Well, I'm purposely trying to speak louder right now. Is it still peaking? Is it still crackling?
Yeah, only when you shout. But as I was saying, yeah, it was an okay premise. I mean, um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was an okay premise. Things go on. Hokage's like, oh, well, you saved them, so I'll put them in the apartment next to you because. And then thinks to himself, no one really wants to live next to Naruto. Which, I mean, yeah, I can understand that.
Although I guess the two small children wouldn't care.
Yeah, this is like a little bit before the academy finished in terms of time frame.
Well, I mean, that's no time to make sense,
Yeah.
because
So like
Neji wouldn't be strong enough
a
otherwise.
couple months pass by, and it gets to the end of the academy. Naruto and Hinata are really good friends, and they're training really hard. Um, and it gets revealed. And then this is one of my grievances that came up is suddenly the Kyuubi's like super buddy buddy with Naruto, and the author's just like, oh yeah, the Kyuubi promised to take care of Naruto to the fourth Hokage before he got sealed into Naruto. I'm like,
No, it wouldn't. It would. It it was in fact. It would in fact violently oppose just about anything the fourth Hokage asked of it.
yeah, I mean, like, there's a reason why he was portrayed as really dick at the start of Naruto. Is like he was pissed that he was sealed again. He was pissed that he was mind controlled. You know, he's pissed that if his container dies, he dies because the Shigami seal. He's pissed about a whole shit ton of stuff, and Naruto was a bratty little asshole when he first met them. So it's.
Now, to be fair, part of that is because Naruto had a pretty terrible life
I mean,
beforehand.
yeah, no, but I mean, like the Kyuubi initiated contact with Naruto this time. It was just a super buddy buddy with him, and Naruto was like, "Oh yeah, sure, cool. I'll just listen to everything you say, Kyuubi, because you totally would never lie to me."
Completely trustworthy. No problems.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, you got a secret Uzumaki bloodline that allows you to have mastery over seals, including hand seals." I'm like, "Where's he going with this?" He's like, "Well, you can cast any main element jutsu without using the hand seals after you learn the hand seals for the first time. And your control's up to par as you're able to do that internally. That what the hand seals would have done. But the bloodline's
Right.
supposed to like make it easier or whatever." I'm like, okay, that's different.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but okay.
I mean, at least it wasn't a dojutsu again. Eye bloodlines, because that's a really huge, big cliche of the Naruto
Yeah, they
bloodline
love that
genre.
one.
Um, but it's just I rolled with it, you know. And then the academy finishes. Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke are put on the same team, and Sasuke's not a colossal asshole because his family wasn't killed.
Oh, you say still a dick?
He was a bit of a stuck-up prick, but wasn't a colossal kill yourself asshole. But I was just like, okay, whatever.
Sasuke Uchiha now with 85% less teenage angst.
Kakashi takes them on a C rank mission immediately. Um,
Why?
I don't know. Uh, because he's like, wow, these guys are so powerful. I should take them on a C rank immediately.
No.
And yeah, and then they come back, and the apartment that Hinata and Naruto were staying at was on fire, and Hanabi died in the fire. And then it gets later revealed to the reader that Danzo actually started the fire and kidnapped Hanabi and like put just a normal corpse there, because that would totally fool fucking Konoha's medical team.
Well, I mean, if they're told it should fool them, it will fool them.
What do you mean?
If 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 the medic on call or whatever is told this is the corpse of so and so, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. Oh,
No,
okay, so it
no.
is.
The medics, the hospital identified the corpse as Hanabi.
Right, and I'm saying like
They weren't told by anyone to identify it as Hanabi. What the author is saying is the body gets taken to the hospital for identification. The doctors look
oh,
at the
okay,
corpse. They'll go, "Yup, this is Hanabi."
okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the best medical knowledge in the entire elemental countries. You know,
yeah. Is
Chakra
my
can do a
mic
lot of
any better?
things. I'm pretty sure it can tell if it's a fake body.
Yeah. Is my mic still okay?
Yep, your mic is better.
Okay.
Um, so I had a problem with that, and the other problem I had with that is that the author revealed it.
Why was
In
that
that
a problem?
in that sort of situation, um, if you're trying to go for the surprise, she's still alive and she was under Donzo's control, and now they have to fight her to free her, sort of angle, what she's obviously going for, right?
Right.
It would have been better to not say it. You know, just have Donzo be completely unworried, and have the readers be like, why is he so not worried about, this, and
Yeah.
leave them questioning things, and so because Hanabi dies, Hinata's like, oh my god, I have to leave the Leaf Village and become a missing nin because people around me die.
What? No, that's fucking retarded. And Naruto would never stand for that.
And then Naruto's like, Hinata, I love you. I'll leave the village and go missing nin too.
Oh my god.
And then Sasuke's like, yes, I am your teammate. I will leave the village and go missing nin with you as well.
And then Kakashi decides I'm coming along because fuck it.
No, Kakashi is sent after them, and somehow 3 fucking Genin who really can't even tree run yet, outrun Kakashi, the ex-Anubu captain, who specialized in assassination and pursuit.
But yeah, he outran them.
But yeah, totally outran him. And then they get to the shoreline, and there's this boat dude, and he's like, my name is Uzu. Where do you need to go? And they're like, we're just 3 travelers trying to get to the Whirlpool Islands. And he's like, oh, you shouldn't go there. They're cursed.
Bad
Oh,
things
but
happen
our
there.
family was there, or our family was from there. Oh, well, then if you say so, I'll let me take you there then. And then then Kakashi confronts Uzu after he takes them there, and Uzu's like, haha, you'll never catch them, and jumps into the ocean and sets his boat on fire. And then it gets revealed that Uzu wasn't a civilian, he was a ninja the whole time, and he's like 500 years old.
Wow. Okay, this has been a complete waste of our time. I'm glad we criticized this. Let's move on to some actual steaming garbage.
Hold on, that wasn't the part that made me leave.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And because right after this reveal, the author has Uzu being like, yeah, no, I'm actually gonna be leaving. I'm not gonna teach you guys. I'm leaving and covering my tracks. I'm like, okay, so we're not just gonna have a mysterious OC mentor and they become super powerful, return to Konoha and prove everyone wrong, fic. Okay. And so we're puttering along in this, and it gets revealed again that the Kyuubi's being suppressed, and Naruto and Hinata and Sasuke are being drawn to this one location, and so Naruto goes to the location, and they get frozen inside this chapel, but Naruto isn't, and Naruto approaches this pedestal with a black Uzu headband on it. and he puts the headband on, and suddenly he's in a spiritual plane, and he has to fight the original founder of the Uzumaki clan to unlock his hyper bloodline mode. Yeah.
Ring ring, every JRPG ever called. They want their terrible plot device back.
And so
Kenny had a good time.
Good. You're here for the very end of why I didn't finish Hyuga's downfall. I read 17 chapters in, and I had to stop reading because of this very moment. So
Okay, let me just go ahead and get. Oh,
you ready?
yeah.
All right. So as I told Atin, my main thing with this story was not spelling or grammar. It was not the summary. I didn't have problems with this stuff. It's how they handled the plot. Um, but so at the very the one moment that made me say no, fuck this story, is so he puts on the Uzu headband, obviously beats the loses to the ancestor, but shows his determination and spirit, which convinces the ancestor to give him the hyper bloodline anyway. Right. So right, that's what I'm saying.
You're not worthy, but I suppose I'll let you have it.
So in true JRPG fashion.
I was gonna say, how's about one where they're just like, no, you don't deserve this in the slightest. Go to hell. Get out of here.
So
Come back in 20
Naruto's
years.
bloodline in this story, Max, is he doesn't need hand seals to use jutsu after he's seen them for the first time. And he can use any elemental jutsu of the main five after he's seen the jutsu performed with the hand seals.
So it's like the Rinnegan, but like 10 times better.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the hyper upgrade version of this bloodline apparently is he can use any jutsu he's ever seen without hand seals, including bloodline jutsus that don't require extra components. So like he can't use the Aberrame's jutsus. He can't use, you know.
I'm glad there was some kind of limit on there to keep things balanced.
And so this is not even still. This is not the part that made me drop the story. So he walks out of the temple with the headband on. And Uzu, the 300-year-old ninja, shows up again. And is like, oh my god, you're wearing the headband. Yes, the ancestor of the Uzumaki clan said I deserve the hyper bloodline. And he's like, oh my god, no one's ever been able to unlock the hyper bloodline! And then he goes on to tell them that there is a...
Hang on a second, Sneaky.
Okay.
Is everyone here? Guys? Hello?
I was drinking water, what's up?
Okay, just no one was talking. I was like, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, no. I can hear you. Unfortunately.
I am just about done with the day.
What's wrong?
Don't say nothing you don't want the world to know.
The world, he says.
Hey man,
That's
once
why
it's
I'm
on the
not saying
internet,
anything.
it's there forever. Right. So anyway.
Wait, does this mean this is not the correct time to confess that I am one of the lizard people?
Oh shit, Alex Jones was right. Anyway. So this singular part is what made me stop reading the story. Uzu then tells them that there are 4 artifacts in the world. One for the Senju, one for the Uzumaki, one for the Hyuga, and one for the Uchiha. That unlocks the hyper bloodline version of each of those bloodlines.
Interesting.
He doesn't know
Okay.
where the oh my.
What?
Okay. It was just another tab of mine telling me that it was signing me out for internet security safety. He doesn't know where the Uchiha one is, but it's in the north. He heard the Hugo one has been found, and this is where the kaleidoscope eyes come in. Atin is the OC that killed the Hyuga clan was wearing the necklace that gives them the hyper Byakugan. And the Senju one was destroyed.
Of course it was.
And so, after learning this, they go off in search of the Uchiha so they can get the hyper Sharingan for Sasuke. And I was like, yep, and I'm done with this story. Because guess fucking what? The last scene of that chapter was Itachi and OC who killed Hyuga family on the same team to invade Konoha during the Chunin exams so they can kidnap Naruto. Because apparently, even though he didn't need to kill his family this time around, Itachi was for some reason still ordered to defect to the Akutsuki.
That's stupid.
Yeah. This whole story was just dumb.
It started out great, and then
I wouldn't say great. I said it. I would say it started out as interesting. I was interested in it, and now I'm not.
all right.
So moving on to our likely topic of the day is Konoha's runaway demon. I'll send you to this. Right. So.
Oh my god! All right, I've read the summer, and I'm already upset.
After getting rejected by Sakura and humiliated, Naruto decided to run away. After finding feelings for Naruto, Sakura goes in search for him.
For a second, I thought you were about to say, after finding feelings for herself. I was about to say, oh, this is taking a different turn than I expected.
And
but will Naruto have
weird.
feelings for Sakura? Naruto Sakura! As we've said many times before, do not ask questions if you're going to immediately fucking answer them.
I mean, it's not necessarily immediate. Like, they could just mean that they could have just tagged it Naruto Sakura because it's clearly going to be about literally just that.
No, it's not. It's more than just that. It's Anako, Aruka, Kakashi times Shizune, Ino times OC, Ino 10 times OC, and Sasuke times Hinata. So it's a lot more than
Good.
that. It's a romance adventure story with the main romance being Naruto and Sakura, according to the statistics. So, I mean, it's not going to be a question
Yeah.
is he going to get back together with her if the author has listed the two as a pairing in the statistics.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then proceeds to, in the first line of the first chapter, pairings, and lists them all.
Just in case you couldn't read.
Apparently, this OC is just getting massive poon.
Good for that OC.
Indeed.
I was going to say, those poor OCs, they're so deprived, they never get any.
Takes place after Tea Country and before the Sasuke retrieval arc. Which ones are those precisely? That's Shippuden, right?
What? What are we looking at? What?
Post Tea Country and pre Sasuke retrieval arc. That's Shippuden.
No,
right?
that's still part. No, that's still no. That's still part one. The retrieval arc is the final part of part one, where they go chasing after Sasuke
Then what's
against
Tea
the
Country?
Sound 4. Tea Country was a filler.
Oh, okay.
At least
Gotta
I think
love
it
that
was.
filler.
But hang on. Yes, right. Tea Country. That was the race arc. That was the race
Oh,
filler.
yes. Yep. Okay.
That one was okay.
That
wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, yeah.
It's okay.
Long ago. 13 years ago. Kill me now.
I can't. Time and distance prevent that.
Don't specify the time if you previously had a vague time.
I've specified the time.
Long time ago! Roughly, like, 3 days ago!
Wait. Go 13 years ago with. Where are these random capitals coming from?
Why are there so many commas? Where it was one of the 5 great elemental villages. Why the fuck isn't that part capitalized? It's just like, he's like taking capitals from other parts where they should be and just putting them where they shouldn't.
Sneaky, oh, look at the second sentence. Try and make sense of that.
Oh, it starts with an I. Gotta capitalize it. This village shared just like the 5 their most darkest moments. Even the time of what is known as the QB attack. This attack came suddenly, meaning that there was no warning. Fucking no shit! The attack came suddenly without warning. Well, fucking holy shit, you don't say.
I thought they were kind enough to announce it.
I thought they announced it right before they suddenly inserted themselves.
Everything was the same until it wasn't. Then it changed.
Basically. No warning that the 9-tailed beast would come. The 9-tailed beast, also known as the Kyuubi, was the strongest, and one of the 9-tailed beasts created in the world. This part right there, that whole part right there, hyphens are very important. Because a hyphen will let you know you're talking about a 9-tailed beast compared to 9 tailed beasts. You see the difference in emphasis completely changes what you're talking about?
You say, yeah, also America's big on that. America, wow. I'm so American, I call English American. No,
It is
English
American.
is...
What is this story?
Just like the others, it shared its animal features as well, such as the fox feature. Ah, yes, the well-known animal fox feature.
Hey, dude, it's a special part of the Fox Nightline segment.
Is he an associated reporter? Just as the name tells, the fox had 9 tails on his back rather than 1. The 9-tailed fox. What the fuck are these sentences? That's like a paragraph-long sentence with random-ass capitals, a shit ton of... Like, this person literally was just like, I don't have to add periods if everything is a comma.
I don't know if this... I'm really hoping this is clearly just a person who didn't speak English, because that at least would then make some sense of this.
I'll check their profile, see if they have a country. Britain. So... yeah. Oh, he's written like 30 stories. And a majority of them haven't even passed 5K words.
I find that difficult to believe based on the way this guy goes on.
Well, they're all 1 chapter long.
Ah.
Like, he only has like 5 stories that are less than 1 chapter long. Sorry, more than 1 chapter long.
Ah.
Why is my screen tearing? What is this insanity?
That's what you get for trying to stream earlier.
Clearly. I'm just not allowed to do anything. Alright, moving on. Let's see if we can make it past this first fucking paragraph before aneurysm set in.
I don't know, man. I've been looking ahead. It's...
The monster rampaged through Konoha with brute force. No reason was found by why the monster would destroy the village. Well, I mean, if you're calling it a monster, it's likely because fuck you.
But many believe it's because the monster was violent.
No, you said it wrong. But many believe it's because the monster was violent as like all, like... Wait, what?
As
was
like the
violent
other
as
beasts.
like the other tailed beasts. Konoha didn't stand there while the fox attacked. They didn't. They didn't. Instead, they fought... Why isn't there a comma there? Instead, comma. They fought back with everything they had. All Jonians fought along with the elite. The other Jonians? And so did the clan heads, who were also Jonians. But even with their strength all put together, they couldn't beat it! That was until 1 man and 1 woman did. Their names was Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki Namikaze. Minato, the 4th Hokage, and the Yellow Flash, along with his wife, Kushina, the Red Death of Konoha, fought against the Beast. To a surprise to all, they managed themselves against it pretty good. I'm not sure that's how this canon goes, but this is Fanfiction Friday where the canon's ignored and the plot doesn't matter, so...
The only plot that matters is the Bomberman plot. I'm sorry, Bomber Girl plot.
Also, you're trash canning again.
apparently I'm just not allowed to be excited.
However, even they couldn't kill the demon, mainly because the tailed beast, along with the Kyuubi, are made of nothing but chakra. Even though they may appear to be made of flesh, that's mainly because of the amount of chakra they have. And as many know, you can't kill chakra. I mean,
Sure I can. I just have to try really hard.
I'm pretty sure if you try really hard, you could. Killing the beast was off of their mind from the start. Instead, they sealed it! Yes, sealed it! Even though the killing couldn't happen, they still had chance to seal it! But they couldn't seal the Kyuubi in their own bodies. Instead, they had to seal it in a newborn child. They really are just capitalizing every eye.
You know, I once made that mistake in my life in first grade.
Fucking yeah.
Listen,
I'll stop
this
being
isn't necessarily
obnoxious about
feeling
it.
of the
Let's start
writer
moving
all the
forward.
time, but it makes me wonder if the school system completely failed them, that they don't grasp even the most basic of punctuation rules.
They probably don't. They probably slept during it.
Hey, they've decided that kids no longer need to learn cursive.
I'm not really sure why we ever needed to.
No, but you know what? If I had to suffer, so do the rest of them.
I guess we're starting the Holocaust again.
Not what I meant.
Sealing the Kyuubi in a aged. No, Max, they do not know grammar. Body that developed without what's known as demon's chakra would die, and therefore the Kyuubi would be released. Except it's also canon that you can do that.
Yeah.
To Uzumaki's. And they'll be fine.
Why was it canon that specifically you could do it to them?
Because apparently they just had a fucking shit ton of, like, dense chakra or whatever, and their bodies could handle the poison nature of the tailed beast chakra.
So
Nice.
what about literally everyone? Were they just lucky enough to have good genes?
Pretty much because apparently they were, like, the direct descendants of the Sage of Six Paths, along with the Senju and Uchiha. Like, what they got from the Sage was the ability to have the tailed beast sealed in them.
No. But I'm talking about, like, Gaara.
What do you mean? Like, Gaara had it sealed into him when he was a fucking fetus.
Right.
Yeah. Basically,
so
for everyone else, you have to seal it in, like, before they're, like, as they're being born, basically.
Oh, okay.
With the less tails it is, the more lenient it is on the age.
Okay.
But, like, stealing the 9 tails in anyone but a baby would kill them unless they're an Uzumaki.
Gotcha. So sealing it in a Uzumaki baby was just insurance.
It was just convenient. Because they just had one. And he was right there. In the dad's hand. As he was sealing the monster.
Well, I'm sealing this terrible monstrosity, and I'm telling my son goodbye as I love him.
God damn it! God damn it! Now all I have in my mind is that pineapple guy. You know, where he holds each part of it in his hand and he says each name and then puts it together. Pineapple. Kyuubi. Naruto. Jinchuriki. I wonder if that's been made yet. Blah blah blah. Child, son of Minato and Kushina. A decision and choice has been made by them, despite they were against their own decision. It was for the great of good.
The great of good.
Using the last of their strength they sealed the nine-tailed fox in their son, but at a certain cost. Their lives. They dies making that happen, and as though it may appear, they were grateful that Sarutobi Hiruzen, the reinstated third Hokage, to Naruto in, and made a promise to them that he would be kept safe as their last words. They died. That's a sentence. They died.
They died. I like it. It feels so very it feels kind of like a declarative from a supervillain. They came to my evil fortress.
They died. In the aftermath of the attack, Sarutobi knew of the villagers' hatred against the Kyuubi and has feared that they would start to hate Naruto for what he done, despite he didn't do anything at all. Ow! Fucking holy shit! As an attempt, he wanted to Naruto's Kyuubi sealing secret from the public. But that didn't go as planned thanks to Danzo Shimura and Hiyashi Hyuga, who both, along with a few members of the Civilian Council, revealed this information to the public before Sarutobi returned to the village. Wait, how the fuck did they reveal this information if they didn't even fucking know it until he returned? Naruto was declared as the demon brat. With this, the village hated Naruto for taking away their loved ones. Complicating things to Sarutobi, he decided to keep the information about the Kyuubi and Naruto a secret from any future generations of the village. Did that stop the hatred? No. Instead, the villagers told their sons and daughters to hate Naruto, finding ways to make sure they hated him without knowing the Kyuubi was inside of Naruto. By the age of 5, Naruto was taken to the Ninja Academy as a request made by him to the third Hokage, who replied to Naruto without any hesitation, knowing that the villagers' hatred towards Naruto would lighten up. Ever since he was graduated from the academy after failing his test twice, he became a ninja. This is his story. Ow. Okay. You know what?
Can we stop?
Yeah. I'm actually physically hurting.
Stream's over. We all suffered aneurysms and died.
Why is?
My ears. Why?
Scroll
Why?
all the way down.
I don't want to.
Max, you too.
Scroll. What's all the way down? Is it the author's note?
Nope. When you're at the
What
bottom,
am I supposed to be looking at?
when you're at the
Shock
bottom,
and,
you'll see it.
with shock and sadness?
No.
Tsunadai?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yup. Don't you all remember the fifth Hokage Tsunadai?
Okay. So, people, this is where the English language and the Japanese language kind of start going at odds. Because how you might spell something with a certain pronunciation in English doesn't work that way with Japanese. Oh.
Also, what, like,
Oh god.
like this isn't some obscure character. Literally a trip to the wiki.
You clearly need years of remedial English classes.
In fact, hang on a second. Let me check something.
The story as your grammar is
So just doing a
giving
Google search.
me an actual headache.
Just doing a Google search with the spelling that he's used, you still get autocompleted to the proper spelling.
Yeah. Alright, so that's Konoha's Runaway Demon. Ow, fucking Christ. I actually have a headache from reading that.
You know what? You should go look up some fan fiction with Boruto in it.
Are you ready for some gay fiction?
What? No, why?
Naruto the Blind Shinobi! Crossover with League of Legends!
Oh, for crying out loud.
Which, by the way, is actually going to get reported by me.
Why?
Because it's not in the right section.
Oh, it's just in the Naruto section?
Yep. In the wrong category. I know this is likely to achieve nothing, but it'll make me feel better for having to even know that this exists.
I mean, have you looked at any of it?
Okay, I'm going to share something with you guys.
What?
Well, another friend of mine got into Stellaris
Uh-huh.
after I gave him the basic, thing.
Yeah.
Take a look at what he's created.
Oh god, no. Where you sending it on?
It's
Okay.
in the recording chat.
Oh boy. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at this, but I'm going to.
Geico Space Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 50% more on space insurance.
There's a special place in hell for people like you.
Thrifty!
Ask him for the ship names. If he didn't name the ship names.
Oh.
I give him credit. I give credit where credit's due. That's funny.
I mean, it's a really good lizard. I couldn't read because I'm like half blind. What traits did he select for it?
What?
Xenophile, militarist, and materialist.
Yeah.
And then thrifty,
Alright.
sedentary, charismatic. Wait. Name the home planet Chevy Chase. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't see that?
I just saw it.
Good.
Oh, he's an awkward guy, but oh boy, his sense of humor is fantastic.
Plutarchic oligarchy. That makes sense.
Plutocratic.
Plutocratic, whatever.
Oh. I wonder, does Boruto count as its own anime manga yet?
No, it only counts once. It only counts as that once it gets its own porn.
Snaky. Sneaky,
I'm
okay,
back
did he
now.
walk off? Okay.
Apparently, I'm
Sneaky.
allergic to stupid shit.
The Naruto section is just shy of 500,000 stories.
Yep.
And most of them.
And 99% of them are absolute trash. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm not even gonna bother with this story. It's a fucking League story. Fuck League. Fuck anything to do with League.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your bias is showing there, boyo.
I have no bias. Dota for life.
Nope, not a single bias.
Nope, no bias here. All right, so
No
we're
bias.
gonna move on to matters of family.
This is one we've looked at before.
Is it? No,
I
this
think.
is one we've looked at between me and you. This is not a one
Yeah,
we've done
yeah,
before.
and for some reason he decided to skip it. I don't know why, but
I'm sure we'll find out in the first chapter.
You mean remember in the first chapter?
Naruko's eyes opened. Why is eyes possessive as well?
I don't know. Probably because the person can't spell, but that's just a guess.
At an incredible speed, the sunlight poured through the windows and coated her room with an uncomfortable amount of
okay.
sunlight.
Well, sorry, I talked my friend into setting up the custom text file for ship names and to start just naming them after vehicles.
Excellent, well done.
So he's going full bore on the Geico insurance bit.
Good.
Oh boy. Okay.
She had to shield her eyes from the shine off her lamp. Groaning, she sat up in her bed and looked around, her eyes immediately glancing towards their sleek digital clock. 11! Fuck! We're late! Naruto's hands moved to her mouth instantly, and she looked down at the bottom bunk. There Naruto lay, sleeping like a rock. Like his twin sister didn't just yell like someone was about to murder her. Sighing, Naruto...
I hate these kinds of stories.
Oh?
Just the one where they just add Naruto. They're like, all right, we're just gonna put in a female version of Naruto, and we're just gonna make funny things happen. Like, God, I hate those stories. They're annoying. They're overdone.
What, did you read ahead?
No, but I can tell what this story's going to be just based on Naruto being included and Naruto being included.
Yeah. What, did you read ahead?
No, but I can tell what this story. When I'm making a guess, and it's usually a pretty solid guess.
Hmm. Grabbed her towel off a chair in the corner and made her way over to the bathroom. Quickly showering, Naruko slipped on her favorite red midriff length jacket, a black shirt, and a skirt and leggings combo. What to do now? Naruto obviously isn't going to be waking up that easily, but I have to at least try. I have to try at least. After shaking her brother multiple times, Naruko was sure that he would be waking soon. Obviously, she was wrong. No comma there. The blonde sighed loudly and walked away from the bed. She took a couple steps back and observed her twin. They both had the same bright golden locks. This is not how you introduce what the characters look like.
First of all, just to this author, again, this is with normal writing, you do need to do this, but this is a fan fiction. You can skip it. We all know what Naruto looks like.
Well, I mean, and not only that. Not only do we know what Naruto looks like, don't do this ever.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, I'm his twin. I've never actually looked at him before. I'm going to start mentally cataloging what my twin looks like.
Yeah.
Nobody did that ever. And it doesn't even matter if it's twin. A loved one, a brother, a mother. Like, no one's ever been like, oh, gee, I've always wondered what his brown hair would look like as he's sleeping with his 5'6" body and semi-muscular stature.
I was gonna say, and don't forget, and don't have them, like, look in the mirror, observing their 5'4" slender frame with long blonde hair and crystal blue eye. No.
Like, that, at best, when you look in the mirror, you're gonna go, ah, shit, I look like fucking shit. I'm getting a bit pudgy, that kind of thought.
Or,
my hair's getting a bit messy. I should shave tomorrow. Shit like that. That's what goes through your mind when you're looking in a mirror. Not, oh man, gee, I'm 5'3" and slightly athletic, with my blue eyes really accentuated by my chiseled chin. Said nobody fucking ever.
And similarly along this vein, do not have their friends go, wow, you're 5'4" height. Like you want a character.
You're
You
really making insert clothing look great on your insert body type.
like now if you want to say like, oh, you're really rocking that, you're whatever. Fine, but don't get specific with it, and like come up with better ways to discuss things like height or weight. Like, oh, you want it to come across that your character is short.
I should start
Either
working
have
out
their
more.
friends or have a bully make a short joke.
Or the common comedy of they go to get something from the cabinet, but it's on the top shelf, and they curse their luck.
Yeah, or be like, why the hell did I put something on the top shelf? How did I even get it up there? Like, that's still pretty bad, but it's much less egregious.
Yeah. But anyway, Max, do you have anything to add to that? Max?
It's fine if you put in those details if it's your own story. Here's the thing: the biggest difference here is this is a fan fiction.
No, I mean,
If someone is coming to this
but
section,
that's what we're
it is
saying, though,
because they are
even
familiar
in your
with
own
it.
story, you shouldn't be introducing your character like that. Like,
Well, no, here's the thing though, that actually it depends on the perspective. From a first person perspective, you'd want to be more casual about it, find clever ways and subtle ways to do it.
but
Like
yeah,
the
that's
Dresden
what I'm saying.
Files do
Like,
it fantastically,
even in third
but in
person, you
third
shouldn't be
person,
describing your basically there is almost never a time where you should be precisely describing everything about the character, regardless of if it's an original fiction or a fan fiction.
Like, literally, the only time you can get away with that is if you have, like, an assassin and they're giving a target description.
Yeah, or it's some sort of, oh, did you find the target? Oh yeah, they're this high, or we're searching for this kind of part. Like, a great way to introduce your character if they're going to be, some sort of chaotic, neutrally lawless sort of person is a wanted poster. A wanted poster tumbling down the street, the character picks it up or something and it describes that character. That would be a clever way of, introducing those details. The character could maybe make a comment about how they're wrong about the height, or it's an inch shorter or something,
Yeah, or I don't look nearly that ugly. My jaw is much more something like that.
But basically, just saying like,
done.
oh, blank hid behind the crates. He could fit behind them because he was 5'3" and athletic. As he, don't just come out and flat out describe them in most situations.
Because
I have never seen a character flat out described in an original story. I've seen them go around it in various ways. Aragon, for example, he was a farmer, he was a hunter, calluses, scars, not the best clothes. Those were all slow introductions. Aragon didn't start off with, Aragon was 5'3", and as he crept through the bushes in his raggy clothes, because he was a farmer and couldn't afford things, but he had an athletic build which let him chase deer.
Okay, are we talking about... Oh, okay, which part of the story are we on right now? I was handling something else. Team viewer for a bit and making sure everything was working on their end.
We noticed.
The
blonde sighed loudly, walked away from her bed.
Chewed up by my dad. I had to make time for a bunch of different people. I am sorry.
I know. I'm just saying. We noticed. The blonde sighed loudly, walked away from the bed. She took a couple steps back and observed her twin. They both had the same bright golden locks, though Naruko's was obviously better. Their eyes, while both blue, were different shades of blue. Naruto's was baby blue, and Naruko's was electric blue. Like, no twin would ever sit there and think about the differences between the two of them as they're trying to get their twin to wake up.
I would say,
Like,
not
maybe it'll
unless...
be like, oh, you know, he's so lazy or something, but they never be like, oh, man, you know, my hair's better than his, and my eyes are more blue this way than his eyes are.
Well, they might make a comment about, like, oh, my hair is much better than his, but, like...
Well, no, maybe not even that, like, his hair's always like that. I don't know how he just gets out of bed with it, you know. Something like that,
but, like,
maybe,
what I was gonna say was, like, and again, another good way to introduce stuff. Have either in it, make a joke about it. Sure, it's a little cliched, but it's only
it's better
a little
than just
cliched,
flat out
and
saying, oh, you know, his chiseled chin really heightens his eyes, and... Unless this is gonna turn into an incest story. Which, I mean, it is Naruto, so it might.
Hey, at least he's not making a family for himself with a permanent shadow clone that he just did the sexy jutsu on.
That's a story.
I'm sure it is.
I've read that one, actually.
Why did you read it?
It's an interesting hook, isn't it?
But it's so obviously going to become creepy.
Oh, the author knew that and went full creep with it. The shadow clone turned full yandere and just started murdering people who thought poorly of Naruto. It was... He just took it and ran with it. It was pretty good. I will admit, it was pretty good. Anyway. Seeing that there'd be no other way, Naruko bit her lip. Her tactics weren't working, and they usually did. Well, to Sakurai they did.
What? What?
Is that... I'm gonna take a wild guess right now and say that's the male Sakura.
Yeah, that the male Naruto is that the female Naruko is obviously going to be all over.
Yep.
Unless male Naruto is.
Then again, her pink-haired teammate fucking knew it! Was a light sleeper. A smile forms on her face. It's gone almost immediately, though, as Naruko focuses on the task at hand. Waking up her...
So wait. Hold up. So they're already teammates. Do we know when this is set?
No. As Naruko... Waking up her extremely heavy sleeper of a brother. Dude, wake up already, she practically yelled. Naruto rolled over and mumbled something in his sleep. A couple more minutes, babe. Babe! Shaking away the disturbing thought. Naruko was glad that she was finally getting some progress. Albeit very little, but at least it's progress. I mean, for all their sins they're committing, they at least have good sentence structure.
I was going to say...
They haven't misspelled any words. They're using proper grammar.
Some grammar errors, but nothing major.
Enough to say they're using proper grammar.
Yeah. No more mistakes than you'd expect from the first draft of a paper.
Yeah. Or maybe a second draft, but...
Yeah. Point being.
This is why we need another alarm clock. As soon as the thought appeared in her mind, Naruko shook it off. That wouldn't work, considering how many of those they chewed through in a single week.
Okay, that's...
She looked around the room for ideas that would wake her brother up. The room was almost as big as their classroom when the two of them were still in the academy. How big's the academy classroom? This is why when you introduce something...
Wait.
What?
Hang on.
Are you looking up how big the academy classroom is?
I was talking to myself, mostly.
Okay.
That's a bad habit.
But as I was saying,
serial killers do that.
As I was saying, you don't use one room to describe another room that you haven't previously described either of. We don't know how big the academy classroom is. We don't know how big your room is. You haven't introduced either of them. So don't say, oh man, it's about as big as the academy. Fucking how big is that? I mean, there are some general things you can use as size references. Like if you say, oh, something's as big as the gymnasium, most people get an idea of roughly how big that is, since most school gymnasiums are similar size. But, classroom...
I got a question for you, Sneaky. Do you remember how many people were sat in each of those benches?
I think there were, 3 to a bench? 4 to a bench?
It was 3 on each side and 4 in the middle, I think. And there was 5 rows.
No, how many students there were?
It was 30 something.
Was it 3? It's 12. 30. That would be 36 students if it's 3 to a bench. Assume about 8 feet for each for you to fit 3 kids comfortably. 8 and 4.
It was 5 rows, right?
What's 8 and 4 again? 36?
8 and 4 is 32, bro.
Oh, 8 and 4 is 32. Assume another 6 feet on each side.
And then the back of the room and the front of the room.
So remember how I said I got that fan book because it was $8?
Yeah.
It actually has the layout, and going off of just a rough estimation, this room is maybe 40 by maybe 36 or 35
you say,
feet.
okay, but here's the thing.
So,
we had to consult a fan book for that.
Yeah, that's
and these are really rough estimations as well.
Yeah, but still, that's a fucking enormous room.
Yeah.
And this is where they managed. This is the part where they continue to fuck up. It was dominated by their king-sized bunk bed. With its elegantly crafted and giant wood frame, her velvet sheets were perfectly organized while his was strewn about. I'm pretty sure king-sized bunk beds aren't a thing.
Well, I mean, they could be, but even if they are...
No, they are a thing. Holy shit. Okay, that's pretty cool.
And you say, you don't buy a bunk bed. You buy bunk beds when you need to conserve space. Why do you think college dorms are littered with those things?
That's pretty cool.
Holy crap. Hey guys, I think I found what I want in my room when we eventually get the compound up and running.
That's pretty awesome.
Do not mention the compound on air, Max.
Okay, some of these are pretty awesome. Oh, hey, there's even a stripper pole for you, Atin.
Excuse me, I asked you not to talk about my Wednesday night activities.
Oh, wait. I just found a... Oh.
Why do so many of these bunk beds have fucking... Oh my! Hey guys, I'm gonna send you guys an image.
I'm gonna send you guys a shopping.
Yeah, you want to actually send us an image instead of the Google report?
No. Oh, never mind. That is much fancier than the one I found. I was gonna say we could just stick this in the apartment once we actually start making money. Hang on. Image location.
Heavy-duty solid wood custom triple king-sized bunk bed?
Yeah, I was gonna say, but here's the thing. King size
No,
is
that's not
that
king
big.
size. That's just a double.
You say, first off, king size ain't that big. It's really, it is large, but it's not that big. Second of all, holy crap, that's amazing. Third of all, what was this about a stripper pole on one of them?
Yeah, let me send you that one.
Yeah, I want to see this one that Sneaky's talking about. Don't mind us, folks. We're just trying to preserve what little sanity these two have.
Wow, yeah, that's just attached. That's
impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's freestanding. I mean, it might come with it, but it's freestanding. You made it sound like it was built into the bunk.
Oh. No. Oh my, that is fancy. Here, I'll send you this one as well, then we can
Oh my
continue.
Also,
Here you
so
go, folks. Things you should waste your money on.
okay, hang
Okay,
on.
that picture is tiny. We need a better one.
That's about as good as you're gonna get.
Which height?
Oh, here's one.
Old.
I would say though, it'll make bringing anyone over really awkward.
What do you mean? Dude, bring a lady home or a guy, whatever. We're not judging you. You bring someone home with that, and you'd be like, listen, I'm just here for the bunk bed. And besides, since these are specifically king size bunk
Oh,
beds, it's not
excellent!
like you can't share.
So this one has a pull-out bed underneath, so that's where we can store Atin.
Wait, so it's a bunk bed with a pull-out bed?
With a pull-out bed underneath it, yeah. That's where we put you.
Ha 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 ha! So funny.
I thought so.
As if I would ever sleep in the same room as you two. No, listen, I need to sleep in a room by myself because I am an incredibly, like, I move around all night.
Oh, I will too.
Exactly. Like, I can barely fall asleep in a dark room by myself alone.
Anyway, so now that we have in fact proved that king-size bunk beds are quite awesome,
We will forgive the author because they include something so cool.
oh my god, they're doing the sin again though.
Which one?
The room was almost as big as the classroom, blah blah blah. See this with the size of the bunk beds we just witnessed, and now the knowledge of how big the academy classroom was, you cannot say with a straight face that the king-size bunk bed would dominate that classroom. Like that.
You say, first of all, like, when you get a bunk bed, generally speaking, the purpose is to conserve space. Even if you get a king size.
But I mean, even with king size, you're still conserving quite a bit of space. Now you could say the king sized, the two king sized beds, if a non bunk bed format dominated the room. Yeah, you could say that because they would take up quite a significant amount of space on one part of the room.
Yeah.
However, this is a bunk bed, so it is comparatively to the size of the room they just described, not much space at all. So anyway, so they don't even know how big that room they just said was.
I'm actually trying to figure this out right now.
Her velvet sheets.
Now this
She has velvet sheets. Oh, wow.
Jiminy Christmas trees. Is the author going to give us the thread count?
Her velvet sheets were perfectly organized while his were strewn about. Then again, she was awake and he was asleep. To her right was a giant, full-length mirror. Adjacent to it was their wardrobe, and to its side was a mini fridge. Maybe they had some leftover ramen in it. A. Don't be like, wow, gee, I live in this room, but I've never really taken in how we have a full-length mirror over here next to my wardrobe and a mini fridge.
Yeah, like, again, it's not how you describe
Now,
scenery.
however, if you're moving in, this is the first time you've seen the place, you can go, oh, wow, everything really fits and describe all the items that you've managed to fit into the room. That is fine. Because this is the first time you've ever seen it. So that is sort of a thing you would think upon finishing setting up a room.
Or even just going and thinking to yourself, like, oh, how can we fit everything in here?
Yeah. Or, that is what you would think when you first walk into a room that you've never seen before, A, or that you're about to start living in.
Let me say,
You would not think about, you don't walk into your fucking bedroom that you've lived in for the past 15 years and go, oh boy, gee, I've never noticed how my bed takes up most of the room next to my full-length mirror, a dresser, and my mini fridge. I wonder if there's still ramen in there. Oh no, wait, there's no ramen in there.
No, like, you know what normal people, and the audience here, you know exactly what we're talking about. You walk into your room and you think, oh man, I still got all this blank on my floor.
I should probably do my laundry someday.
Or, hey, maybe I should pick up all the plates off my floor. Stuff like that. And if it's an incredibly neat and tidy person, they think about they think about their nice, clean floor and how everything's put away in its proper place.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like, incidentally, if you're trying to describe someone who's incredibly neat, you show their room. You don't describe the crap in their room. You just have them think about how they like having everything in its proper place.
Oh boy, another cliche incoming. Naruto refused to put any of his sacred food in there for fear that his twin's dango stash would taint his ramen. A. Instant ramen. Fucking cups. Why are you putting it in a fridge? B. Dango. Why the fuck are you putting that in a fridge?
And C. Have you sold out to cup noodle like Final Fantasy 15?
C. This is the important part. It's a fucking cliche at this point. Is because Anko likes Dango, so everyone loves putting in that classic Dango's better, no ramen's better argument.
How about they're both great, shut the hell up, and don't put this bullshit in your fanfiction?
Like, it's not important. It will never be important. Unless it's like...
Okay, I am by no means an expert. I'm sorry, this was bothering me. I'm by no means an expert. I think I might have to adjust the number of these measurements. I think these benches might be closer to anywhere from 12 to 15 feet in length.
That makes sense, yeah.
Which adds a lot more square footage to this room.
Yeah. But, still, it's which makes it even worse. It's just... The person uses the academy room to describe their room, but doesn't actually know how big the academy room is. So if people like us actually sit down and like, well, how fucking big's the academy room? Oh, it's fucking as big as my goddamn apartment.
Yeah, the issue here, it's about the size of some smaller penthouses.
Yeah, like,
I think.
Yeah, it's just fucking holy shit.
Okay, average.
This is why you don't use other rooms to describe rooms. Unless it's, it's the same thing. Oh, this is a classroom, just the same size as all the other classrooms. Oh, well, same size as all the other classrooms, so it's going to be a normal classroom. Gymnasium, same size as all those other gymnasiums.
Disappointed in you.
Anyway.
Okay, that's 304. Okay, so... I'm going to sit here and rejigger my assessment here. It's times... Alright, we're just going to go for an average of 13.5 feet. Times 4, add for an extra 6 feet on each side, plus 12. That's 66 feet. Let's assume... Because it's not a perfectly square room.
Yeah.
So let's cut 6 feet off that. We've still got 66 by 60. So let's see what that square footage... That is 3,900 square feet.
Jeez, Louis! That's practically the size of a house!
Yeah.
Small one, but still!
Like I said.
Again, these are rough estimations going off the average height of a 13-year-old and the spacing that I'm seeing in these panels from the manga.
Yeah.
So, I'm by no means an expert here, but this is going to be in the range of anything you calculate.
Yeah, like...
Oh,
anyway,
God.
With a loud sigh.
We should put game theories on this. See what they come up with.
With a loud sigh, Naruko turned around and entered their seldom used bathroom. Turning the water on, Naruko splashed her face in hopes that the cold water would give her an idea.
Why is it seldom used if you just took a shower?
I don't know. Just fucking know.
If it's showered with daily and with 2 human beings sharing an apartment, one of them,
It's not an
a
apartment, it's a
teenage
house.
male, a house. Okay, it's, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 people living in there, one of them being a teenage male, you bet there's a shower every day. Because, surprise, surprise, teenage males smell really bad.
With walking out, she considered using that tactic. All of her other siblings agreed to only use it when there was no other way. And from the looks of it, there was no other
Other
way.
siblings.
Oh yeah, there's 10. Remember the summary? There's 10.
Oh God, right.
Having siblings can be stressful, but what about having 10 of them? That's even more stressful. On top of it all, an ancient prophecy that details the end of the world with you as the child of the prophecy. Super stressful! And now there's a war too. Can things get any worse? Don't answer that.
The answer is, of course it can. Because this is a fanfiction. And in fanfiction, much like in the 40K universe, things are not allowed to get better.
Yo, Naruto, if you don't wake up, Kenji and Sugumi will have eaten all the remaining ramen. As soon as those words left her mouth, Naruto was up and awake, with his eyes wide as plates. You are an evil, evil person. And with those words, he got up. Quickly grabbing his towel, Naruto entered this seldomly used bathroom, quote-unquote.
It's been used twice in the morning.
It's been used twice already, and we're not even past, like, the 5th fucking paragraph. And turned on the water. Guy, you used all the hot water. His sister's laugh could be heard all the way inside the closed-off room.
Okay, listen. When my sibling uses all the hot water, I don't go, God, they used all the hot water. I quietly turn the water off, walk into my brother's bedroom, punch him in the stomach, and say, don't use all the hot water.
Yeah. That's.
And additionally, I don't care, in their house apartment, because it's a house, her using all the hot water in a shower, like, you would need to take a 45-minute shower.
Also, on top of all of that, they have fucking seals. Their mom is a seal master. Their dad is a seal master. I'm pretty fucking sure one of them could sit the fuck down and be like, how do we make a seal that heats up fucking water? We can make a seal that fucking seals the goddamn Ninetales by summoning the god of death. I'm pretty sure they can make a seal that heats up water.
Well, did the summary cover it? I don't remember, but are their parents still alive? Do they know they're seal masters?
I'm assuming they're still alive since they fucked enough to have 10 kids.
They could just be prolific. Or it could be that Naruto went really off the deep end and made 9 siblings instead of 1.
Oh, with shadow clones?
Yeah.
Now that would be a twist.
Just kill everyone in the village. Kill most of the people in the village, keep some alive to be the villagers so that he can have his childhood finally.
But yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, you would have to use the water for like 45 to an hour. And if you have an alarm clock and you need to wake up Naruto now because you're late, and then you took an hour fucking long shower, I'm pretty sure whatever the fuck you were late for, you're not late anymore, you missed it.
Yeah.
And then, however long it took you to wake up your brother when you could have just fucking dumped some water on his face.
So you say, yeah, why did that option not occur? Yeah, I had to use the secret, most desperate option. Lie to him about ramen, which somehow he wakes up, immediately knows it's not true. Like, if he's this deep a sleeper, saying those words to wake him up would cause him to wake up, bleary-eyed and blinking and going, huh?
And
No,
panicked,
don't
and then
eat the
rushing out of his
ramen.
bed, tripping over stuff to go stop whatever he thinks his brain came up with.
Not wake up instantly, eyes snapping open, and go, you're evil, and then take a shower. Like,
yeah. Oh, good.
I
After a
question if this
2-minute
person.
shower, it gets better. Hold on. The door to the bathroom slammed open, and out came Naruto, struggling to put his pants on with his shirt backwards. You look so hot right now. Naruto shot a quick glare at his sister and fixed his shirt before putting his pants on correctly. That's not what a guy wants to hear from his sister, especially his twin.
I was gonna say, however, that is the kind of shit talking siblings would do.
I would go along with, "Oh man, you're really classing up the joint," or something sarcastic like that. Not flirting.
Eh.
I would, and not in my single lifetime with any of my 4 siblings, ever flirt with them as they come out of the shower to tease them. That's I don't know. Do you tell your brother that he's
No,
looking
I was about
really
to say, I
hot right
don't.
now? As
God,
he's putting
no.
clothes on? Yeah, that's my
No.
fucking thought. If he
No.
came stumbling out of his room with his shirt on backwards, I'm sure you would say some sarcastic comment like, "Oh man, you're really on top of things, aren't you?"
Well, I was about to, here's the thing. My personal barb of choice would have been, I see we're setting new trends in fashion today.
See, like, that kind of shit. That's sibling banter, not, "Oh man, you're so hot."
But here's the thing. I can't comment. I've never had a female sibling. I've only had an older
I've
brother.
have 2. So, no,
Yeah,
that is
but
not a
don't
thing you say.
well, I mean, you and your siblings also basically hate each other's guts at this point, so
But my other siblings don't hate each other's guts, and that's still not stuff they say to each other. So even disregarding my personal relationship with them, even they don't say that kind of thing. Like, there has been no flirting between the 5 of us. At all. So it's a little bit creepy, especially because it's a Naruto fanfiction, and we all know how those usually end. Incest.
Yeah, well, see, I'm gonna say, see, I was hoping that it was just shadow clones because then it's a little less. Don't get me wrong, it's still many, many levels of creepy.
No,
but at least
it's usually not shadow clones, which is why I read that one story. Because it was a new take on it, but no, it is usually very much incest with the sister being obsessed with Naruto's dick or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you wake me up so early? Early! It's 11! I'll be surprised if we aren't late for the team meeting.
Hey, it's no longer 11, based on the 45-minute shower that you took.
Yeah. And in the 30 minutes it took you to fucking wake up Naruto, with the amount of time you spent observing your room and how your siblings' hair and eyes were different from yours. With one final smoothing of his shirt, Naruto finished up his look. Look at it this way, we won't be later than Kakashi-sensei. Naruto could feel her left eye twitching. The meeting was supposed to start at 8. Okay, so we'll just be as late as Kakashi-sensei. So, on top of them being both on Kakashi's team, who's apparently male Sakura is the 3rd member of Kakashi's team. Because Naruto said previously about Sakura, male Sakura, and Naruto is apparently on her team as well. So it's the twins plus male Sakura.
I don't understand anymore.
Ancestral spit roasting, I guess.
Oh, why would you? That image has entered my brain now.
Yeah, it has. And I bet Max is really glad he's not paying attention to this at all.
oh, I'm very glad.
Just hurry up. Naruto left the room hastily, her boots squeaking against the hardwood floor of their home. She could hear
I'm
the...
sorry.
Yeah?
No, I thought I heard something
Oh,
different.
no. She could hear the door close behind her, as well as her brother's grumbling stomach. I hope there's no breakfast left. Naruto couldn't help but grin at that statement. Harsh. Specifically ramen. Okay, you just crossed the line. Fucking, it's cup noodle. Just put more in the microwave.
Maybe they ate it all. I don't fucking know.
The sound of their feet on wood could be heard all the way downstairs. Their mother, Kushina. Yep, the parents are alive.
Reasonable enough assumption, but yeah. Also, what the hell? Like, okay, I get that the parents are still alive, but geez, what kind of line item is that on the Hokage's budget? Family mansion.
Which apparently doesn't include a water heater that can sustain more than one person taking a shower. Penthouse-sized rooms for every kid. Can't buy a
Well,
water heater.
to be fair, even if it's just penthouse-sized rooms for every 2 kids.
Can't buy a water heater. That's still 5 fucking penthouse rooms.
At that point, you're gonna want to have a water heater for each individual room.
Yeah, that's a lot of piping.
Nothing big, maybe like I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, at that
Gallon
point, you could
should be
just go with
fine.
individual tankless water heaters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options for that.
There's a lot of
I was gonna say-
seal options for that too. Their mother, Kushina, smiled and laid out the final bowl of ramen. It would be the 23rd bowl this morning. Seems like a lot, doesn't it? Not if you live in a house full of Uzumaki. No, hold on. 23 bowls of ramen, last part of the breakfast. There is 12 people in the house. Sorry,
I was gonna say,
13,
that means
13 people in the house. Because it's talking about, the summary is talking from a first-person view saying they have 10 siblings. So that's 11 kids and 2 parents.
I was gonna say 11 kids, 2 adults, and here's the thing though. Here's the thing. They ate 23 bowls of ramen.
For 13 people.
I was gonna say.
So everyone had 1, but some people had 2?
Or someone ate like 1.5.
Like, that's not a lot of food, especially for ramen, unless it was like one of those bigger bowls. But the typical serving size bowl of ramen, now, I'm not talking about cup noodle bowl, I'm talking about like, you go to an Asian restaurant, this is what they serve you size.
Yeah.
That's not a big bowl. It's not.
Yeah, it's just, and like for my birthday, I had a friend who made me like actual authentic ramen, which was fantastic.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it's great.
But it was like, you know, like she had the whole pot and everything. She bought all the ingredients, and it was one bowl. It was delicious. It was fantastic. It was amazing.
Yeah, one bowl.
It was one of the best things I ever had. It was just even better, especially because I'd never eaten cup ramen.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I survived on peanut butter sandwiches instead of cup ramen because I thought that was because I figured it was cheaper. Anyway, the point is, it was delicious, but it was one bowl, one.
Yeah.
And I ordered pizza after it because I was hungry.
Yeah. Anyway. Ohio! Naruto's voice called out, and then came Naruto's quieter and more subdued voice. Kushina couldn't help but look proud at her children. They looked gorgeous. Okay. Here comes the cliche again, however. This is a more acceptable way of introducing how the characters look, because it is a mother remarking on what their kids are wearing, and mothers do that.
But I was gonna say, but here's the thing. Even then, a mother might just be like, "Oh, you look beautiful today, X or Y." Like,
oh, you're very sharply dressed today. You know, yeah. Like I said, it's still falling right in line with the cliche, but it is more acceptable and the kind of things people would be saying. Naruto still wore that big red jacket that was too big for her at one time. Now it fit her perfectly and even Naruko, sorry. And even showed off her now visible curves. Along with the short skirt thigh-high leggings combo, Kushina was sure her daughter would attract boys, if not for the fact that she already had a boyfriend. Yup. Yup. Okay, so she was established so far is she is currently dating male Sakura, and she's hitting on her brother. That's what we've established about Naruko.
So I assume at some point, yes, there is going to be incestual spit roasts, unfortunately.
Yep. All right. How about you take it from here? I'm gonna get a cup of milk.
Oh God, please no.
Uh,
Max, can you take this one for a few minutes?
no.
Please, I'm begging you.
I'm. Nope. I suffered through 24% of that story. My reading quota has been filled for the next 20 years as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad, he said. Joking.
Too scared to read it for himself.
Yes, actually, I am afraid to read it for myself.
I'm sorry. I read a little bit ahead. I'm just having great fun with his, what's for breakfast? Then there was sun.
I'm sorry. Okay, breakfast.
Then there was sun.
I'm sorry, there was what?
Read it. Look. Then there was
find
sun.
it. I feel blind.
Okay. What's for breakfast? Then there was sun.
Then there was Sun. Sun Wukong?
Nope. Just lowercase sun.
Have we suddenly started reading a better book?
I wish.
Wearing the same short-sleeved red hoodie that he wore every day, if it weren't for the fact that she knew he had duplicates, Kushina would start pushing her son to start wearing different stuff. Like his sister... hold on, I have to finish something up. I gotta answer a question for some friends. Okay. And maybe even...
Okay. I have returned. How bad is it?
Well,
Sneaky.
then there was... I've been stalling as long as I could to try to make you read this, but now that you're back, I'll just buckle down. Wait. The fact that he knew he had duplicates, Kushina would start pushing her son to start wearing different stuff. Like his sister, he surely attracted girls and maybe even some boys himself, though she was sure that Sayako would chase them off and threaten to kill them for looking at her brother's best friend and total not crush before vehemently denying that she did it for him. Shaking off her ramblings, Kushina handed her son and daughter a pair of chopsticks each. Here you go, it's the usual, ramen. Naruko frowned, but we have ramen for breakfast like every day. Both mother and son looked at Naruko like she was Madara Uchiha reborn. Is that a bad thing, Naruko shook her head rapidly. Thought so. Naruko felt a shiver go down her spine. When it came to ramen, some of her family members could get scary.
I mean that is a canon thing apparently.
I know, but it doesn't make it any less annoying.
That's fair enough.
I was gonna say, I'm annoyed at the author, the actual author of Naruto. Like,
damn it,
let's make
Kushimoto.
people violently obsessed with ramen. It's not even something amazing, like bacon. Let's see. Speaking of which, you gonna eat that? Naruto asked, nodding his head in the direction of which her bowl sat untouched. The twin-tailed blonde shook her head. More for me, then, he quickly and greedily declared. Just hurry up. Consultant, pronunciation.
Emoto.
Emoto-chan. At that, Naruto stopped and gave her a strange look. Okay, there are two things wrong with that statement. First off, I'm not a girl, and secondly, I was born 10 minutes earlier than you. Right, Mom? Kushina shook her head vigorously, too engrossed in her own bowl of ramen to care. If she's too engrossed in her own bowl of ramen to care, she wouldn't respond.
Yeah.
Also, shook her head. I guess they mean it in the negative. She's saying no.
I have no idea at this point.
It,
Is this where it gets revealed that Naruto was a girl the whole time?
I swear to God. Who cares? Just hurry up or we'll be even later. Can you two be any louder? A disgruntled and throaty voice cried out.
Throaty. I don't think I've ever heard a voice being described as throaty. Hold on.
I mean, I have.
I have.
It's kind of like it's kind of smoky.
Deep and rasping usually.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
definition.
like
Uttered as
One
if
of the-
sounding in a deep, guttural, hoarse, or husky way.
yeah.
Okay.
I
He
mean,
said, "I've definitely heard
yeah,
throaty."
I guess if you just want to repeat what I said with more words, sure.
I was
He was
looking
looking
up
up
in the
the actual-
dictionary. Calm the fuck down.
Anyway, where were we?
Sudoku.
Can you two be any louder? Naruko turned her head towards the door and saw her older brother leaning against the doorway, with a murderous glare fixated on Naruto. I thought you were sleeping. On the couch. Not really the best place to sleep, you know. Kushina stood up and filled herself a cold glass of water. Well, apparently, couches are the only thing anyone else gets, since the two youngest children have a literal penthouse.
Maybe.
I was. Then the brats came downstairs in the most obnoxious way possible. It didn't sound like they came down in an obnoxious way. It sounds like they just went downstairs, guys.
Yeah. From the way it was described, it was they walked downstairs. You know.
Even worse than when you come home after a night of partying, Kenji, her brother turned his glare onto her. And your point? I at least try to be quiet, and you're doing such a fantastic job of it. You're telling me that a ninja child can't sneak into the house?
Yeah. She got you there, bro.
Ninja child!
Kenji seemed content to continue glaring at the twins. Naruko's ears perked up when the sound of footsteps approaching reached them. Looking to her right was one of their older sisters, Tsugumi. Her long red hair, unkempt and unruly, she was going all over the place.
Hold up!
She was
Where is
still-
red hair? Hold up! Hold up!
Hmm?
We have a family. We have a. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
Blonde hair,
Kushina has
red
red
hair.
hair,
Oh.
so...
I know.
No,
but
Kushina's an Yeah, well, no, Kushina's a redhead. The Uzumakis are genetically, predisposed to red hair.
I know, but blonde.
What?
No,
Naruto is
what's
blonde.
wrong with
Naruto
one of the
is blonde.
kids
Yeah,
actually
Okay,
getting
if it's
red
one of
hair?
the kids, fine, but
yeah, Naruko and Naruto are both yellows. I'm assuming everyone else in the family is going to be redheads. Because it was described in canon as very odd for Naruto to have yellow hair instead of red.
where was that described? I didn't run across that. I believe you. I just didn't run across it.
Oh, because Uzumaki genes are
Basically, whenever
really
Uzumaki was
fucking
brought up
dominant.
outside of Konoha.
Ah,
Yeah. Every Uzumaki we've seen that was alive that showed up in canon has always been a redhead. The entire clan was just
And in the
redheads.
anime, when they had a couple filler arcs, it was brought up. In one filler arc, there was an Uzumaki that showed up that didn't believe he was an Uzumaki because he didn't have red hair, so therefore he couldn't be one.
Yep.
Carry on.
What's up, Kenji? She strode towards them and heard screamings. You know, it's the short, pale Grumpy's here. I assume it has something to do with his beauty sleep. Kenji's face twisted in anger as the battle began to twitch. Short, I'm not short. See, they managed to describe all the other characters without
Like that.
being too
That
cliche.
is an excellent way to do it. It's a sibling taking a crack at the other sibling. That's fantastic.
Like they're doing it fine here. Like why couldn't they do it earlier? You know. Anyway. Tsunamis sword shows plucked Naruto second ball of rum from his hand. Compared to me, you're short. Doesn't count because you're older than me and thus have more time to grow. You're 18. You should have reached your peak height by now. Turn to the two twins. You two best get going. Don't want to keep the pervert waiting, do you? She pretended to think before opening her mouth once more. Then again, aren't all men who have been in contact with Jiraiya-sama perverts? Don't generalize us. Yeah, you're on a category of your own, Kenji. Twins turned to each other, utterly confused looks on their faces. Did Sugami just compliment Kenji? Naruto
No,
shivered
she didn't.
and ran over to the door and began putting her sandals on. Her twin looked back at their older sibling in fear. Wait for me, don't leave me with these demons. He frantically shoveled noodles into his mouth. Wait, from where? The bigger sister took the bowl from him.
How would you say the last poll, I might add.
Yeah. The older siblings and their mother looked on with amusement as the two twins scrambled out of the Namikaze mansion. Well, at least it's a mansion. You know, I'm surprised Arashi...
Doesn't do that shit.
God damn it. Arashi is a fanon joke.
Uh-huh.
That before the name Minato was revealed, it looked like on the scroll that it said Arashi,
Mm-hmm.
and so people were like, "Oh, his name's Arashi," and so then it got
Right.
revealed that it was Minato, and you know,
Yep.
so now it
I
becomes
also
a
went
fanon
ahead
joke.
and yeah, by the way, apparently they did end up using the name Arashi in a filler arc.
Did they?
Yep, for a clan called the Fuma clan,
Oh yeah.
which actually sounds familiar.
No, I've seen them a couple times in fan fictions. I think they're also an actual Japanese ninja clan. Like in
More than likely, yeah.
Arashi doesn't do
Fuma
that
Kataru.
shit. So I'm gonna turn, he promotes people based on their merits, not their relations or bloodlines. And again, a civilian like you wouldn't know that. Bastard, I may not be a shinobi like you, but I'm still pretty strong. Kenji smirked. I never said you weren't strong, just that a civilian like you. Oh my god, shut up. Kenji shrugged. Fine, you don't deserve to hear my magnificent voice anyway. Who would want to listen to a voice that always sounds like it's going to murder them in their sleep and then eat their puppies? At least they're not a 22-year-old still living with their parents. You're 18. Kenji raised his finger, mouth open, ready to make a snarky comeback until he started to think about it all.
Hold up a second. Neither of them gets to comment about living with their parents. Second of all, listen, if my parents had a mansion, I would freeload until I was like 40. And then I'd buy my own mansion.
A. 18. B. Ninja. Most ninjas have to buy their own place, but there's a reason why clan compounds exist. Is you don't need to buy your own place when you have a clan compound, because when you're out on a mission for 5 freaking months, someone's gotta watch your house.
Yeah.
So
and you know what? If your family has a mansion with penthouse-sized rooms, you bet I'm staying there.
So I mean, it's a difference. If he's a ninja and he's 30 and still living in the mansion, that's fine. It's basically a clan compound with its size. He doesn't need a house. He's gonna be out for months on end doing missions. The civilian, I would say it would be more expected of her to get her own place, even if it's like an apartment nearby.
Yeah. Also, I hope that like she's just a civilian by choice, and that they're not going with the trope of like whenever like there's always one Skywalker who can't use the Force or whatever. That was one of the most annoying things. Like Star Wars canon back before they decanonized everything. It's revealed that well, I mean, it wasn't really a surprise because because we had a Satele Shan, and she was a direct descendant of Bastila. Now, and I guess they just didn't want to come up with a last name for Revan, so they just had her Bastila keep her own last name, which fine, whatever.
Yeah.
You could have tried to be a little less lazy about it, guys, but
Yeah.
whatever. And they had one daughter who would go on to be a very powerful Jedi and spawn more powerful Jedi, and then they just had one son who no Force ability, none at all, but he was Chancellor of the Republic instead. Like, can we stop with the kid from a powerful family feels bad because he doesn't have the family special fucking talent?
But still manages to be like some absurdly powerful person outside of it.
Yeah, like, it's just annoying.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's a common trope in Naruto fanfiction to.
It's common in Naruto. It's common in Star Wars. It's going to be common in literally anything where there's a family that's described to have power beyond everybody else's.
Hmm.
Yep.
And if there isn't a family,
Uh,
I'm sure fanfiction will make one up just to put the trope in, like they normally do
It,
with Naruto.
I was going to say,
Anyway, as I was saying, are you ready for female Uchiha? With a
ready to be.
loud sigh, Sayako Uchiha looked around the field scanning for the Namikaze twins. Looking down at her scroll, she narrows her eyes. Has she read this before? Yep, these are the instructions for the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu. Another loud sigh escapes from her lips, snickering. That's it. That's the sentence, snickering.
We know we're just done questioning at this point.
Okay. No, I see what it's leading into. That really should have broken off into its own paragraph.
Yeah, Sayako could hear someone snickering. Turning her head, Sasuke's twin.
Okay, what is this with twins in this one? Is this just the Wonder Twins episode of Naruto?
Is this like this the universe where the Kyuubi was defeated and with no casualties, so everyone decided they were just gonna have a shit ton of sex?
Well, I mean, if you beat the Kyuubi without any casualties, I imagine there'd be a hell of a victory party.
I'm sure there would be. But I'm just impressed that everyone seemed to be producing twins left and right so they can match up the twins with the twins.
Oh, clearly it's just chakra magic.
You're right. Boy. Alright, you know what? Let's call it a day on this story because, I don't think I can handle any more of this.
Oh, really? You can't take any more? You sure? I might read this one in my spare time, see if it gets any better. I doubt it will, but
Okay, well, we already jumped the shark. The Uchiha returned the gesture. Yeah, I mean, nothing can be worse than the Kyuubi attack or the Kaguya incident. The final boss of Naruto is just an incident.
an incident.
Oh.
Hell of an incident.
Uh, oh yeah, the incident. Which one? The one where we had to deal with an alien chakra god. Oh yeah, that one. That was an interesting Tuesday.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was kind of a jerk.
Apparently, Sasuke's female twin is being shipped with Naruto, while Naruto is being shipped with male Sakura. And apparently it's a team of 5. Oh, no, it's a 6. He has a 6-man team, including him, just so we can get the twins in there. It's painful. Blah 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 blah. Um,
Okay. Um, I think I tracked down the Kaguya thing. Yeah, I thought so. I think they're referring to the Kaguya clan, not
um,
actual Kaguya.
right, right.
Um, because we we knew about Kimimaro. He was the only one that was ever shown in the manga, and apparently the Kaguya clan got a little bit more of they got their own arc as well.
Oh.
What? I'm not. I've stopped reading for the moment because my eyes hurt. What is
Let
it,
me just
Sneaky?
read you a little excerpt from the ending of this chapter.
I'm sorry. A little what?
Excerpt.
Excerpt,
Yeah,
Excerpt. There we go.
excerpt.
excerpt.
Excerpt from this end of this chapter. And tell me if you've maybe heard it before. Footsteps from the shadow reached his Soda's badly injured ears. From the shadows came a man wearing a black trench coat that was fully zipped up. He was slipping on a pair of red rubber surgeon's gloves. Now, you may be asking, why the red gloves? That's so bad guys don't see their blood. You get the memo. You wore the brown pants today. And now that we've got that out of the way, my name is Kazuma Namikaze, and we're going to be spending a lot of time together. Kazuma strode past Soda and wheeled in a table full of sharp objects and a lot of other things. Now, what's 1000 subtract 7? Gee, I wonder where those references could be coming from.
Yeah. No one will ever know that I just.
Right. So,
Like, guys, references and jokes are fine. Really, they are. But, like,
don't just completely lift a speech from your favorite etc. to put in your story. Like Alright. Well, we are at 2 hours.
we've rambled. We've read some garbage. We've mostly rambled.
So
We discovered that king-size bunk beds exist.
Yep.
yeah, we also sat down and did some basic calculations on academy rooms.
And determined that they're the size of small penthouses and that Naruto and Naruko are spoiled.
And that
Also, apparently this
apparently
author has a Ruby story.
oh,
We can
No,
look at that next
okay.
week.
Next week.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'll cue that up. I'll go grab that now.
The Queen of Remnant.
Oh,
Oh
good.
boy.
Oh boy. I am Canadian. I am male. I like anime. I like Vocaloids. I like superheroes. I like video games. I like to punch you in the face because your bio is annoying me.
I mean, you would have punched a lot of people in the face.
Annabeth Chase and the Oath of Blood. The Queen of Remnant. Atlas was not a kingdom that Weiss wanted to rule. It was small, cold, and the people harsh and greedy. It was unbefitting of a queen, but soon Weiss would claim what was rightfully hers. All the kingdoms of Remnant, they would be hers, and nothing could stop her.
Glad to know that Weiss has become a villain.
Oh, that is not as bad as the what the fuck? That's not as bad as the one story I stumbled upon. I still read it because it was the only one of its kind, but I had just finished reading a Naruto Gamer and Ari Monster crossover. Is the author did a clever thing in that he started off with Naruto and Gamer crossover, and that's where the person wakes up and they're in an RPG. It's their world, but they're getting quest boxes now, and they
Right.
have loot rewards, and they have reputation meters and shit, and they have a stats page and whatever. And only they do, because they're the main character.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else has stats, but only they can interact with all that. And in his Naruto Gamer crossover, Naruto dies, and it's game over. And he wakes up in the Resurrection Monster. He makes a new story, and it's Resurrection Monster, which is where in the Resurrection Monster story, the main character wakes up, and the whole world sort of operates, and everyone knows it. It's sort of that the world's operating on. They don't know that it's game rules, but it's game rules to the reader.
Right.
In that people can earn classes and upgrade those classes, and they'll instantly get new abilities by doing that and stuff like that. And that
Yeah.
everyone has levels and stats. But because he's a gamer, he's capable of directing where those points go and being actually able to observe his own stats, so he can plan out what he wants to do and whatnot. And it started as just a three-way crossover. Eventually, he just kept on. He did the ultimate sin of he just kept on adding more and more characters from other stories into it. But he always made sure to put them on the other side of the continent or across the world or whatever, just so they would never affect the current ongoing story. But
Right.
to finish my whole ramble, he eventually added characters from Ruby and Undertale and etc. But Jean, who got added as a slave, apparently he was an AU Jean, in that he was the only one left alive by Salem. That her name? Yeah. He was the only one left alive, and before he was able to kill Salem, which he succeeded in, but before he could kill her, she turned him into some sort of sadistic, grim creating monster as well. And so then he dies after he kills her and resurrects into this world, and he can just teleport around and create Grim out of shadows, and he gets really feisty in that he starts eating people as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was just like, why did you see the need to just add cannibalistic dark John to this story?
Yeah.
This wasn't needed.
Yeah, no, it was. But I mean, the author has already written 111 chapters. It's the only gamer story, because the main problem with gamer stories on fanfiction, at least, is that the authors don't really think it through of how fast a character should get strong and etc. And how it measures up to everyone else in the world and what their stats would be and all. Like there's a whole bunch of metrics behind everything in a gamer story. And a lot of authors don't think of that before they start one, so they'll get like 5 chapters in and they'll be like, holy shit, I gotta keep track of all these stats and these people's stats and how this all interacts and what this does and these skills, and so most give up. This guy's like literally one of the only ones that hasn't given up on his story yet. So it's like, well, if I want to read one, it has to be his. Because all the other ones are dead. I've read them. But he's like at 350k words, 111 chapters, and he's declared in one of his latest chapters that he's gonna keep writing this story until he dies. So I mean, if you give it, you give it. All right, we are at 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think it is time that we call it a day. No points will be awarded to anyone because I don't think we actually finished a single story today. I think we've given up on all the stories that we read today because
we did.
It was just so bad that it actually hurt to read them. So this is the Idiots and Suthner signing off. See you next week.